Okay, day 150, the Awan Brotherhood. This is going to be part one for the news analysis for today. If you want to see the original field reporting that I did this morning, you can look at the short segments I did, 1 through 6, reporting on kind of the nexus of drug and all the other trafficking that's going around the river casino in Rosemont Des Plaines, Illinois. When these rat lines start coming down, they come down quickly. It's like the collapse of the Russian empire, or the collapse of Cuba when it fell, or any other coup and so forth. These things are not pretty when they fall. As I mentioned before, I know Andrew McCabe has been doing wiretaps for Hillary for 20 years. I'm just getting proof now. Devin Nunes just came forward, said there was dozens of taskings, dozens. He did mention FISA. There's also a way to get much more than dozens of wiretaps or wire intercepts, cellular intercepts, using liaison operations, what's called a liaison operation through the CIA. The CIA is basically, you can do fair game. I'm surprised that Andrew would even go for the FISA court unless they were planning on presenting something formally in front of Congress. You use your Pakistani agents to do massive wiretaps of everyone in the Trump campaign, everyone in Congress, everyone in the Senate. But then when you look like you need to go to do a formal proceeding, that's when you open an assessment and then you ask for a FISA warrant. And that's what he's been doing for 20 years. So I think that's the part that people are missing, that I'm trying to get here, is that you use liaison operations through the CIA, and then you collect the information. You can get the information through the ODNI as well. And then when you're finally ready to present a case, way down the track, and again, I've been involved with Andrew McCabe going all the way back to the Portland Christmas tree bomber, even before that, on a drug case for a local police department. But 3 years into it, then they finally open an assessment. So these assessments and FISA warrants are asked for at the very end, and only in the case where they're actually going to go to court, which of course is a complete end around U.S. law. So again, I think people see that the Chicago operation is crumbling. The best thing you can do if you're at USDA, at DEA, at FBI, in one of the field offices, you are great people. The best thing you can do is just get the intelligence to Devin Nunes, get it to the Trump campaign, get it to Dan Coates at ODNI, and let the chips fall where they may. You do not want to be the one where they hang out the local guy, to dry and frame you up. The folks running the show need to answer for what they've been doing. So I'd like this to go out to Stranahan. This is the guy who's was being kind of ostracized from the White House press room. He's at Breitbart. Stranahan's a really great reporter. I can't remember his first name right now off the top of my head. RT broke our story finally. We broke through to mass media today with the RT story that came through at RT UK News. It was too bad. Horrible incident in the UK today kind of stepped on our story because we were #1 in news all morning long, all the way through the tragedy that happened 3 or 4 hours ago. So again, anyone working as a staffer now on any of the congressional committees and so forth, now's the time to come forward to Devin Nunes, go straight to the president. Now is the time to come clean. Anyone who's involved in any of the mango operations, you notice I mentioned the before the Pakistani mango drug traffic, the heroin mangoes. I talked about the Indian mangoes. I also talked about the Mexican mangoes. So here's an article here about the Haitian mangoes. I'm not just dreaming this up. This is all going to come crashing down. If you're a part of the operation, you can send an anonymous message to Trump or Nunes. Don't go through FBI channels. Go through your field office. Do not send through your normal channels like a tip line, an FBI tip line. This reporter, right after writing this is right after the Haitian earthquake. It's building Haiti one economy, building Haiti's economy one mango at a time. After he writes this article, he goes immediately to work for the Hillary Foundation. Not Collier, but the other guy, Jean-Louis, and I can't remember his name, Warren, W-A-R-N, and then I can't remember the last letters of his name. You see this constant referral to mangoes. The other one is fresh products. There's a whole bunch of redacted email on April the 7th and 8th, where there's just this huge back and forth between Hillary about fresh products, which is another kind of euphemism for these heroin mangoes. So it was heavily redacted. Again, need to come forward with that. We need to come forward with all the contracts now at Nanoset Technologies. The conspiracy is falling apart in front of our eyes as we speak. People, especially, I mentioned this before, when it ends in the deaths of Navy SEALs, these leaks, people stop fearing the intimidation and the JTTF type tactics, and they start going and they start coming forward. We have at least 2 whistleblowers today, perhaps 4, rumors of 4. Again, don't be a part of this. Don't be the one that they said, oh, you knew that Americans were killed by these information leaks and you let it go ahead. Don't be that guy. Come forward now. I know it takes courage, but come forward now and blow the whistle on this Nanoset, blow the whistle on the New Dawn. If you're at USDA or DEA, blow the whistle on New Dawn 2001. Again, the evidence has been collected now. The Dan Coates now runs ODNI, so they have far more information than me about the Awans and their activities in Pakistan before they got here. This is accumulating like a tidal wave. It's accumulating like a tsunami. We've identified successfully the ISI connection. Now the Indian intelligence is making arrests for the Pakistani ISI infiltration. So this, you don't see it in our news, but this is collapsing in those terms as well. Again, we have here the stepmother saying they're imprisoning, they're phone hacking, they're skilled in phone hacking, and they fled to Pakistan. We've had time now where they can actually identify their movements. Again, if you work on any of these congressional staffers, 31 different campaigns, and you never saw the Awan brothers or the Awan wives, now is the time to come forward. If you have any knowledge of what was taken in these burglaries, now is the time to come forward. An associate of yours can say, Bobby did it or Billy did it, and then you're on the hook. So now is the time to come forward. Do not go to the Capitol Police. They're compromised. Go directly to Devin Nunes. Go directly to Donald Trump. Walk directly to the White House with your information. Going through any kind of, if you go through your boss, if you go through Jackie Spear, if you go through Debbie Wasserman Schultz, you will have reprisals meted on you. What you need now more than anything else is anonymity, and speak your truth verbally. Do not go through normal channels. You will have reprisals affected against you. Again, if you're on any of these sensitive committees, the time is now more than ever to get to Dan Coates at ODNI, to move forward with server logs. If you're in the technical area, move forward with server logs. If you're in the security area, move forward with security pictures. If you're in the visa processing area at State Department, now's the time to move forward. If you're at USAID and you took bribes, or you know of people who took bribes, it's better to admit that now and come forward and go for a plea deal. Okay? Any type of connection with foreign nationals in the organ harvesting type situations, or the sexual trafficking, or selling secrets, again, the best thing for you to do right now is come forward. If you're involved in the Human Resources Department, you had anything involved to do with paying these guys triple of their normal salary, you need to come forward. If you had anything to do with getting them a badge, if you had anything to do with getting them a login to a secure system, or even just the mail system, you need to come forward. You need to say everything you know right now. Otherwise, you're going to be subpoenaed, and then you're going to be the one left holding the bag. Any of the 22 different corporations now, we're up to 22 different corporations the Awan's created. Anybody who's had any kind of business dealings with those needs to come forward. And I'm talking about the consumers. Anyone who's involved in contracting with Base One, any DHS contracting folks, any people that are contracting over here at the U.S. Information Agency needs to come forward. Again, I went over to the Gulen schools today. Like I said, there are great people there. The receptionist, great person. The science teacher, person who ran the science program, great guy. But then there's those English teachers. There's the guy who can speak English and he can speak Turkish, and you have no idea why he's there, and he doesn't have a plaque on his door. And then there's the Turkish guy walking through. It looks like he just had 18 cigarettes, who can't speak a word of English. And you wonder, why is that guy there, and why is he giving me the stink eye and looking like he wants to kill me right now? And that's the experience I had today going to the Gulan schools, the concept schools in Chicago. Again, this will be my last slide. I know that I don't normally do things this long, but here again, Hillary's 660,000 emails, Huma's 650,000 emails, and the Awan server are going to be incredibly important. At least publish the metadata. Devin Nunes today said there are dozens and dozens of taskings, dozens and dozens of wiretaps that have been ordered, dozens and dozens. So again, that's going to involve a lot of different agents. If you're field FBI, now is the time to agree with Andrew Kallstrom, who said of Andrew McCabe, no grand juries, no subpoenas, no court orders, immunity to all the conspirators, letting co-conspirators in on the interview together. I mean, these are crazy things the FBI never does. Now's the time to reach inside yourself as an FBI agent, find out what that I means again, for integrity, and find out what that B means for bravery, and step forward, go directly to the president or go directly to the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, and just tell the truth. That's all I ask. Tomorrow we'll go at it hot and heavy again, and looking forward to some investigative reporting again, on-site field reporting, as well as analysis.